Revealed now are the details of how new Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei is preparing his first major move against the United States. Mojtaba is said to be planning a carefully calibrated surprise for Donald Trump just as global oil prices skyrocket. U.S. warships now look set to bear heavy financial and operational costs, even as Trump loudly promises safety to commercial tankers.
We could hit their military itself very hard, but maybe we will.
In chilling language, Iran has responded to Trump's threat by warning that harder days ahead now await the United States. Tehran is quietly crafting a surprise plan for Donald Trump, just as he pushes to forcibly reopen the Strait of Hormuz and restore full traffic through the critical choke point. According to a military source quoted by Press TV, Tehran has lined up several surprises to be rolled out after the March 7th to 8th weekend, keeping Washington guessing about what comes next. These surprises reportedly include Iran sharply stepping up its defensive measures, including with attacks on its early warning radars situated in the Middle East. At the same time, Iranian offensive operations have expanded, with military sources claiming the destruction of enemy radar sites used to monitor its movements. The same source bluntly warned that harder days await the United States, framing the current crisis as only the opening phase of a longer confrontation. Iran's talk of a planned surprise landed just as Donald Trump was publicly laying out the U.S. Navy's new plans for the Gulf, turning the standoff into a high-stakes game of nerves. Trump declared that the U.S. Navy would now escort vital oil and gas tankers through the Strait of Hormuz, even offering political risk assurances to nervous shipping companies. Yet despite those bold assurances, hundreds of oil and LNG vessels have been forced to anchor offshore or reroute around the danger zone, according to reports by NBC News. In response, the U.S. Energy Secretary insisted that oil and gas prices would fall once America takes decisive action against Iran's threat in the Strait of Hormuz and restores stability. Chris Wright's comments came as benchmark oil prices had already surged past $100 per barrel on March 9th, fueling fears of a prolonged energy shock. Iran, for its part, has declared that no U.S., Israeli, European or allied vessels will be allowed to pass freely through Hormuz, turning the strait into a pressure valve it controls. So far, at least 10 vessels have been attacked in the wider conflict zone, most of them reportedly affiliated with Israeli or American interests. Amid the chaos, the French president has personally urged his Iranian counterpart to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, warning that a prolonged closure could cripple the global economy.
Do you know if any shipping companies have taken the U.S. up on its offer of insurance to go through the Strait of Hormuz?
We have it set up. We have a great insurance and reinsurance system, but I don't.
Sorry, when you talk about
When this ends, we're going to have a much safer world, you know that. So, this is a minor excursion, but when this ends, we're going to have a much safer world, and we will have gotten rid of a lot of sick and demented people, the leadership. So we got rid of the one leadership, then we got rid of the second level of leadership. Now they're on their third or fourth level of leadership, and they have leaders right now that nobody even knows who they are.
about the Strait of Hormuz, there's no traffic really going through it.
Well, that's, the ship's choices, but we have it cleaned out. We wiped out their Navy. The Navy is now at the bottom of the sea. So that's the choice. This is an excursion. We figured oil prices would go up, which they will. They'll also come down. They'll come down very fast, and we will have gotten rid of a major cancer on the face of the earth. We will have taken out a cancer. Don't forget October 7th. Don't forget all of the things that have happened over the years, all caused by these people. So what we're doing is a great thing, not only for our country and not only for Israel, not only for the Middle East, but for the world.
Secretary, you're 1 week in at this point. How long, as of now, do you expect?
I think you've accomplished more in 1 week than anyone thought possible. We've wiped out their Navy, 44 ships. We've wiped out their Air Force, every plane. We've wiped out most of their missiles. You see, the missiles aren't coming much anymore. We've also hit their manufacturing areas where they make the missiles very hard. Their drone capacity is way down. And we've hurt them where it hurts, including about every form of leadership you can have, we've wiped out.
You still expect up to 6 weeks total?
I don't know. I never project time, whatever it takes. But their military is almost non-existent, if you look. We could hit their military itself very hard, but maybe we will, maybe we won't. We haven't made that determination.
The Islamic Republic of Iran strongly welcomes the escort of oil tankers and the reported presence of American forces seeking to pass through the Strait of Hormuz and says it is awaiting them, We advise the Americans to remember, before taking any decision, the burning of the supertanker Bridgeton in 1987 and the oil tankers targeted more recently. In this battle, entering the area vertically does not mean you will leave it the same way. The same applies to your ships. You may intend to enter as floating vessels, but they may sink vertically to the bottom of the Persian Gulf. And a reminder to the corrupt island man, U.S. President Donald Trump. The ground on this war map is in our hands, and we will continue.
Iran's Assembly of Experts convened through the night of March 8th to 9th to officially name the new supreme leader, moving quickly in the midst of war. After days of rumors and intense speculation, the body confirmed that Mojtaba, the slain leader Ali Khamenei's son, would be his successor. Mojtaba's elevation was announced just hours after the latest threat from the US president, adding a sharp symbolic edge to the timing. On March 8th, Trump had warned that whoever is chosen in Tehran without US approval won't last long, a remark that Tehran quickly rejected as blatant interference. Meanwhile, Iran's powerful and elite IRGC force publicly pledged allegiance to Mojtaba, signaling that the military security establishment is firmly behind him. Mojtaba's father, Ali Khamenei, was killed in the very first wave of coordinated American-Israeli strikes on February 28, a moment that shocked Iran and transformed the conflict. Those strikes and Khamenei's assassination unleashed an intense war that has since consumed almost the entire Middle East, from the Levant to the Gulf. In response, Iran has been launching attacks on Israel, on US bases scattered across the region, and even on some of Washington's Arab ally nations, widening the conflict's deadly arc.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.